Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing AstroDriller 3020, brought to us by Chronic Logic, an indie gaming company located in Santa Cruz, California, also known for the popular indie platformer Gish, among other projects. AstroDriller is an arcade puzzle game for the PC. In it, you work together with space miners to break down asteroids and maneuver them into color-specified chutes. The story is little to non-existent, but that's the fun of it. It's a simple yet unique, challenging, and addicting trip through the universe. The gameplay starts out simple enough. You, the player, control laser lines, which are used to break up asteroids dropped by the space miners whom you are assisting. They exude 4 different colored crystals from each planet, and you must direct them to the correctly colored chutes. This may sound like a formula for repetition, but the level design and upgrades keep it from becoming a practice of monotony. After each level, you gain experience points based on your performance. These can be used to increase special point values, increase the usefulness of your lasers, and more. As you progress, the levels also become more intricate and challenging, helping keep a sense of alertness. One needs a quick wit to complete each level. Overall, the features introduced, such as dormant double asteroids, multiple space miners, moving chutes, and stationary asteroids, create a good mix of challenges. Just a few words of advice from me though. Before focusing on breaking up asteroids for points, make sure you don't miss more than a few if you can help it. The game has a point multiplier system, and missing a few may cost you the level sometimes. In other cases, you may want to focus on racking up points on a single asteroid and then collecting it. These are 2 great ways to get the points you need to pass the level. Without these techniques, you may find yourself having a lot of trouble with the harder levels. The real complaint I have on gameplay, though, is that the game becomes way too hectic at times, and its difficulty curve is relatively unbalanced if you don't know good ways to gain points. During certain stages, asteroids would drop faster than I could direct them to their chutes, because of their slow crawl when being guided by the laser lines, which had me frustrated as I lost numerous other asteroids just trying to guide that single one. I know now other ways to gain points as previously mentioned, but for newcomers there are minimal tips referring to what to focus on in order to do well in each level. Even with those tips, some levels are simply too hard. On some levels I would spend over an hour just trying to rack up enough points on a single asteroid or trying to avoid missing any asteroids. The former didn't bag me enough points, and the latter was too hard because so many asteroids came flying at me so quickly. Strangely, at other times, levels were a walk in the park compared to these tough levels which came previously. Speaking frankly, I wasn't entertained by these few frustrating levels in the slightest. I'm not great at puzzle games, but I'm not bad either, and at certain points this game simply asks too much of the player. Too much to accurately accomplish in too little an amount of time. It's a solid game, but there need to be more tips in order for the player to succeed, or at least some tweaking in the difficulty department. Finally, this may just be me, but the asteroids themselves are a little bit glitched. I found them passing through stationary asteroids instead of bouncing off and gaining points, completely ignoring laser lines I placed down and falling off screen, causing me to lose points. Sometimes I even exploited this in my favor, doing so by placing the laser line close enough between the asteroid and the chute and pushing the asteroid through the chute's wall to gain points. This has actually saved me quite a few multipliers in my time playing the game. The music is your general puzzle game fare. It isn't quite as memorable as some more popular puzzle games, but it definitely holds its own to keep you from hearing nothing but the silent vacuum of space, with music ranging from a catchy electronic style to a soft and ambient background humming. The sound effects are satisfying. Asteroids crack as you whirl them down into crystalline forms, the traditional point and combo jingles are all there, and your minor friends even shoot witty wisecracks at you every once in a while.
On your way to something good! I can smell it.
This game is a whopping 90 levels, first starting off basic and continuing to ask more of the player. If you stick with it all the way through, it'll last you for a good while. I actually felt as though the game were a bit too long for my taste, however. Being a puzzle game, replayability is all up to you. If you want to go back and get a better score on a stage or simply enjoy a game you can play for a few minutes then close out of, you'll get a lot of content out of this game. If you see yourself beating the game and not playing it again, the sheer amount of levels will hold you over for at least a few days. Personally, I'm not a huge puzzle game fan, but I was able to stick with the game all of the way through and beat it in less than a week. If you're a puzzle game fan, you may play longer than I did. It's all up to you. I would like to take a note that the longevity of the game may also be partially responsible to those few levels which I had been stuck on for so long. Each level of the game is only 2 minutes long. Multiply 90 by 2 and it's about a 3-hour game, excluding any time buying upgrades, replaying levels for better scores, and failures in general. If you enjoy a very tough, engagingly unique, and fairly long puzzle game, check this one out. It has a simple concept, yet a challenging layout which makes for an entertaining, if not sometimes frustrating, experience. On the other hand, those who are more accustomed to casual puzzle games which don't require quick reflexes and expert timing may want to steer clear. I say this under the influence of the later levels rather than the earlier ones, only because I could personally see many people having trouble with some of these levels. Even those who are skilled at puzzle games may stumble from time to time. For $9.95, this is a very sizable indie game. Monetarily speaking, it's about 9 levels for every dollar. If you're a big puzzle game fan, you'll definitely want to check this game out. The price may be a little steep in my opinion, but the game certainly has its merits for its price tag. In the end, I think AstroDriller succeeds on most of what it sets out to do. It creates a unique experience which is decently executed and entertaining to play, though sometimes this entertainment is stinted by the steeply ramped up difficulty. The music and sound effects are enjoyable, and the length is satisfactory to those who want a good long puzzle game. In the end, this is a solid puzzle game deserving of some attention. That's all I have to say about AstroDriller 3020. This has been QuadraXis14, signing out.
I dub thee Sir Laser McLaserson, Duke of Laserville of the Upper Hills of Laserton.